3 for the day and the second last race of the entire weekend. We are in for a real treat here. We've got a brilliant battle going on. We've got a series of both professionals and amateurs in this race. We've got 9 professionals and about 14 amateurs participating. And if we talk about how things are, Mohammad Samrul Zubair 5 points ahead of Vignesh Gaur in the amateurs category. While as far as the professionals are concerned, there is just 1 point. 1 point between Jagdish Nagraj and Abhishek Vasudev. Jagdish is on 45 and Abhishek Vasudev is on 44. What a tight finish this could be. Looking forward to this race. There is 1 point between the pros and about 5-6 points between the amateurs.
Ladies and gentlemen, for one last time, we're on the grid right here for the final race of the Royal Enfield Continental GT 650 Cup, and we have a title battle on our hands. But first, we need to talk to the men who make this happen. Firstly, I've got Adrian, the head of Royal Enfield Motorsports, and also Vaibhav, the manager of Royal Enfield's customer racing program, and also everything that you see happening around here. Adrian, firstly for you, Royal Enfield doesn't go racing normally, so why are you folks here, and what's the story with the Continental GT 650?
Well, you know, I'd say that we didn't go racing normally a couple of years ago. Now, in the third year of the GT Cup, I'd say we're pretty normal with racing. Yeah. So, and for our third year, it's been incredible racing. It's wheel to wheel every single race, every single round, and we just can't wait to see what the guys have in store at this final race.
And Vaibhav, I love the feeling of retro racing. This is racing unlike anything else. This bike is, I mean, you can't ride anything similar in Indian motorsport, but the challenge it brings to all the riders, that's where all the learnings are, right?
Well, the riders have their own challenges, whichever bike they ride. Our idea was to provide accessible racing to people, and I think we are more than reaching that goal, an objective, and we hope to grow that even further in the future with the GT Cup and others to add on.
And for context, 20,000 rupees for the entire season, that is dirt cheap. How did you guys make this all happen?
Well, that was the objective, like I mentioned. You know, the idea is that we give them a platform to race. We enable people, more and more people, to join this and feel and experience the pure fun and energy of racing without having to shell out too much money, get into too many complicated motorcycles and machinery and too much power. So accessible racing is what we're looking at, and I'm sure we're achieving that already.
Before we get chucked off the grid, I've got one question for the two of you. Jagdish or Abhishek, both of them separated by 1 point in the championship. Who's your money on? I know you can't have favorites, but still.
This one is closer than Pecco Bagnaia and Jorge Marti in 1 point. I'd say Jagdish this time.
What about you, Adrian?
I can't take a side on this. They're both being phenomenal racers. They're both, top sportsmen. I hope one of them wins. You never know though. It could come down to the wire. So.
Can't wait to see. All that action is going to start right here on the grid right now, folks. Let's go to the comms box because this is the final race of the season.
Final race of the season in the JK Tyre presents Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. That's the category that we are talking about very quickly now. It's time to take you through the grid as well, the starting positions. It's been a very, very tightly and keenly contested championship, this one, as we come through towards the end of a brilliant season. Anish Damodar Shetty starting at P1, then you got Jagdish Nagarajan at P2, Rajkumar at P3, Vignesh Gaur at P4, Kayan Zubin Patel at P5, Ullas Nanda at P6, Mohammad Samrul Zubair at P7, then you got Abhishek Vasudev at P8, Rohan at P9, Raivadhar at P10, Bharat Balan at P11, Pradeep C at P12, Seshadri at P13, Deepak Kumar at P14, followed by Jayant Pratipati, Varun Patil, Uday Prakash, Akhil Krishna, Rajeshwaran, Sriram, Surya PM starting way behind, and Ashish Rungta followed by Prabhu V right at the back of the grid. We're underway for the formation lap. This will be a 10-lap race in the JK Tyre presents Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup. Now then, as we spoke about this, it's a very, very tight championship. Just 1 point separating the two in the pro category, and it's a very tight one as well in the amateurs category as well, with about 5 or 6 points the gap. I'll just confirm that for you in a moment, and this is coming right down to it. Abhishek Vasudev, he is the lad who's leading, but just marginally, just by 1 point. That's the gap. He's got 45 is Jagdish Nagarajan and 44 for Abhishek Vasudev. Just a point separating the two. And the amateurs category, Mohammad Samrul Zubair has got 64 points and Vignesh Gaur has got 59. So 5 points the gap between the two. And if we talk about Vignesh Gaur, he's starting at P4 while we have Mohammad Samrul Zubair starting at P7. So right behind him in the on the grid, and in fact with regards to the pro category, you've got Jagdish Nagarajan starting at P2, whereas Abhishek Vasudev will be starting at P8. So that tells you there's a bit of a gap there. He's got his task cut out as Abhishek Vasudev. He's a point behind, but he is in striking distance. This will be very, very interesting. Now then, off they go for the start of the race. It's a good start there for Jagdish Nagarajan, a good start for Ashwin. In fact, Anish Damodar Shetty coming through that corner number 1, and it is Jagdish Nagarajan who's taken the race lead. Remember, started at P2 very quickly ahead of Anish Damodar Shetty. As we go through, we've seen this over the years, that as we go through lap after lap, the bike gets better, the performances and the timings get better for Anish Damodar Shetty.
Now watching at the start, it's a good start for Anish Shetty. Jagdish Nagaraj though in P1. Remember, Anish Shetty in bike number 12. His points don't count in this race. He's a wild card. Take a look at the background. We're seeing a brilliant move by Abhishek Vasudev in the background as well. He's gone past the likes of Rajkumar heading into the start of this race. So a good one for Abhishek Vasudev. But after that DNF yesterday, there's a lots and lots of climbing back for him to do if he's got to win this championship. And also focus on the battle between bike number 17 and 21. Vignesh Gaur and Mohammad Samrul Zubair. Only 5 points separating the two of them in the amateur category. This is going right down to the wire, but focus on this one. Mohammad Samrul Zubair coming back down. He is going to be taking, if I'm not mistaken, 4th place in the overall championship as it stands right now. He's going to make a move on the outside line. Yes, he is, but barely just making it work out. I think he hasn't quite gone past Ullas Nanda, so that's not worked out very well for him. Not that it matters in terms of the points, but still, in terms of pride, it's always fantastic to see the amateurs battling it out with the pros. But right now, as it stands, Jagdish Nagaraj leading the championship and the race in P1 with Anish Shetty in P2.
What's also fantastic is we got Vaibhav Nijavan with us, who's head of motorsports for Royal Enfield, joining us in the commentary box. Who better than him to talk about this race and how things are proceeding, how close this championship has been, Vaibhav, and how grand a success this has been.
It's been awesome this year and the 2 years before as well. Every race has been very exciting. There is the fact of the proof of the pudding is the fact that in the last race, both championships, the amateur as well as the professional, are still open. We don't know who our winners are going to be finally. As you can see right now, we already have Vignesh Gaur battling with the pros, who is Jagdish Nagaraj and Anish Shetty. Anish Shetty being a wild card, of course. But the real interesting one is what's Abhishek Vasudev going to do, because he's just 1 point behind Jagdish. He really needs to catch up and get ahead of him if he has a shot at this championship. In the amateurs again, there's Vignesh and Samrul. They're both 5 points away, and so you know there's battles going on in both categories. Beyond that, the interesting thing is that the amateurs are also battling with the pros in the overall race. So
that's Sriram there, the local lad from Coimbatore. That's the end of the race for him, just skidding and on that turn, just losing balance. And well, these are very heavy bikes, not very easy for one man to pick it up and then rejoin the race, that's for sure. But he's just walked off. That certainly is the end of the race for Sriram S. But at the top, it is still the same. Brilliant of you. And you were talking about how an amateur is they're challenging the pros. We saw that last time around as well with Surya PM, who was in the amateurs category.
Yes, absolutely. Surya is now racing pro with us this year because he won the amateur category. And even now, when you see the bikes with the red numbers are all amateurs. So Vignesh Gaur is 4th overall, but he's only leading the amateur race right now. Whereas Shetty is leading the pros, followed by Jagdish, and then Ullas Nanda, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
But where's Abhishek Vasudev? That's the one I'm going to keep my eyes on, because we're hoping he kind of manages to get up ahead and give Jagdish a bit of a fight. So he is 5th or 6th on the grid, if I'm not mistaken. He's
Yes,
6th
he's
on the
6th
grid.
at the moment. Correct. That is Abhishek's position. He's a point behind. He really needs to make up a few positions. Although we're early, it's only in lap number 3. So it's still a lot of time for him to make those moves and try and get ahead of Jagdishan.
It's literally an all or nothing race for Abhishek today, but he's got to get ahead of Mohammad Samrul, Vignesh Gaud, Ullas Nanda and Anish Shetty in order to get to Jagdish Nagaraj, and that is quite a tall ask for a 10-lap race.
Oh, absolutely. But we've seen this happen before as well. So it's not that it will make it's impossible. Nothing is impossible in motorsports, that's for sure. But it's always heartening, and it's always great to see. It's such a great feeling to have these young amateurs coming in. As you see there, Mohammad Samrul on the inside battling with Abhishek Vasudev. That was bike number 21 along with bike number 3. As a battle in
And he's overtaken, so
yes.
he's got 1 bike down, 4 more to go.
1 down, 4 to go. And if he does one bike every lap, I think we are in for a cracker of the final 2 laps.
And watch this move by Jagdish Nagaraj, precise and perfect as he moves up into P1 in this overall championship. This is genuinely going to be a godsend to him, as there's a big tag slapper for Vignesh Gaud right there. Abhishek Vasudev is going to capitalize on that and move up a position. Not that it matters for points, but in terms of time, he gets closer to Jagdish, and that is all that he can hope for in this championship. Anish Shetty won't back down though. Call him a wild card, call him whatever. He is coming up in this grid and fighting for the overall race win. It's a matter of redemption. It's a mental win for Anish Shetty. At this moment in time, Abhishek Vasudev in bike number 3, the Mad Rabbit, the rider with over 10 years of racing experience, who's now a coach, has got the fastest bike on the grid. Quickest overall by a couple of tenths, faster than anyone. Give him some clean air and Abhishek Vasudev becomes an absolute beast. Can he pass Vignesh Gaud though? Can he pass the ever so tricky Ullas Nanda as well before he gets to Jagdish?
I'm also now looking at where Samrul Zubair is with regards to Vignesh Gaud, because let's not forget, their championship is still open and it's just a 5-point difference. Can Samrul get back, because he was actually having a runaway lead and too much success in round 1. Round 2 is where things kind of, evened out. And now we have Vignesh Gaud, who is really close to him. There was a time we thought he will just take away the championship within seal it in a race or 2 ahead. But he hasn't managed to do that so far. And it will be interesting to see if Vignesh Gaud can actually make up points on him. So far, they're only one space ahead. And look what's happened here. Abhishek Vasudev is right behind Jagdish Vas. Oh God, this is just, this is unexpected. I don't know where he's made up these 2 places all of a sudden.
So that back turn when he came around, he moved from 5th on to 3rd now. He's just probably 1/4 of a second behind Jagdish Nagarajan, and he is also just 1 point behind him.
This is
great.
amazing. You know what? The 2 contenders for pro are one behind the other. The 2 contenders for amateur are one behind the other.
In fact, on that turn, it's Abhishek Vasudev who's made that move, and he's moved into 2nd. This is brilliant from Abhishek Vasudev. Just clocks in the fastest lap and then says, Jagdish Nagarajan, wait a second, I'm right here. This championship is going right down to the wire till the checkered flag, and now he's trying to challenge Anish Damodar Shetty for the top position, and he's done that.
For sure.
He has done that. This is brilliant from Abhishek Vasudev.
So he's now put a rider between himself and Jagdish, and that is great. That's very good strategy. Although it's not worked too far, because Jagdish has fought back immediately. He's right ahead of Anish Shetty now.
Now it is as it stands. Abhishek Vasudev, your race leader, followed by Jagdish Nagarajan. Then you've got Anish Damodar Shetty, Ullas Nanda in 4th. Vignesh Gaud is in 5th. And that battle between Vignesh and Mohammad Samrul Zubair is also intensifying.
Samrul Zubair looks like he's trying to overtake Vignesh. Let's see what happened at the end of that corner.
But what a strategy it's turned out to be for Abhishek Vasudev. Use the clean air to your advantage and then bullet past. It's interesting to see what Jagdish Nagaraj is doing. It's like he switched up a gear. Now that he knows Abhishek Vasudev is in the fight, he's clocking in lap times that are faster than what he's done so far in the race. It's like he was holding some pace back. What if he'd gone that little bit faster? What if he'd had a couple of seconds worth of advantage? Maybe Abhishek Vasudev wouldn't have been able to close up. But now we're seeing top gear in action, not just for Jagdish, but also for Abhishek, who is absolutely running away with it. His best lap time is a 1 minute 16.4. His last lap time, a 1 minute 16.5. For context, Jagdish Nagaraj was 6/10 slower. The Mad Rabbit is back. He's in a different league altogether. But Surya PM, disappointment for last year's amateur champion as he parks up yet again.
Not having a good weekend is Surya.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, he's been having full of disappointments. One podium, yes, but also the last round he had a DNF as well. So tricky times. But now this is where the fun really begins. 2 laps left to go. Abhishek Vasudev on course to be your champion.
Seems like he's pulling a bit of a lead, but now looks like Jagdish has closed up on the braking into C1. And Samrul Zubair has also got about a bike length or two between himself and Vignesh Gaud. So that's quite interesting. I'm glad to see Anish Shetty is not fouling between the 2 riders who are vying for the championship. He is a very, very mature rider, very skilled, and I'm sure he realizes that any antics from him could possibly affect the outcome of the championship for either Jagdish or Abhishek.
Well, there you said it. You said it and he's done it as Anish. He has moved into second now as Anish down with the shed. He just waited for that little window and he said, thank you, Jagdish, and I will move into third. What is exciting, what is brilliant right now about the JK Tyre presents Royal Enfield Continental GT Cup.
Jagdish Nagaraj on the last lap to take P1 in the professional category. Abhishek is going to be furious. He is going to have to make a move in the last couple of corners. And he does.
And he is trying. Oh, this is...
A dive bomb is coming right here.
Oh
Abhishek
boy.
Vasudev on the inside line. This, ladies and gentlemen, is for the championship. Anish Shetty rounds on the final corner. He might be the race winner, but this, like Dovizioso and Marquez, Jagdish is down. The championship is over. The championship is over on the final corner in dirty, dirty circumstances. I don't know what's happened right here. A major crash. I don't know who's at fault, but provisionally, Abhishek Vasudev, your new Royal Enfield Continental GT 650 Cup champion. Years of adversity, years of staying away from the limelight, a year away from motorsport, but coming back in. And after a bad DNF yesterday that sabotaged his chances, he couldn't care less about anything like that. He's gone out there and showed the world why he is an absolute champion. The Mad Rabbit winning in Coimbatore. But what do you have to say about this guy, Jagdish Nagaraj? That honestly is the craziest decider I've seen. He made a dive bomb at the last corner. Yes, it was a bold and brave move, Weber, but I don't think that works out at that last corner, does it?
I mean, see, there's a bit of desperation from both riders, but what I could tell right now from this angle was that Abhishek had the line from the outside. I mean, it could possibly just be a racing incident, you know. I don't think there's anything more to it than this. There, look at the riders in celebration. I do feel bad for Jagdish, though he's not a part of the celebration right now. But I don't think there was any foul play in there, really. I'm sure we'll leave it to the stewards to decide. I'm sure they're already having a look with the tooth comb, you know, going through their videos and things. But I mean, it was a very interesting end to a very interesting championship. That's one thing for sure.
And with Mohammad Samrul Zubair finishing ahead of Vignesh Gaud, and that's the amateur category shield as well.
He's sealed his amateur championship as well. So we're going to have Mohammad Samrul Zubair in the pros next year, along with Vignesh Gaud and Kayan Patel, because these 3 make up the top 3 in the amateur. So they will they will progress to the pros next year.
It's more of a graduation day for these 3.
Absolutely.
Graduate from the amateurs category onto the pros, and that's congratulations all round for Abhishek Vasudev for clinching the title. Then you've got congratulations for Mohammad Samrul Zubair for clinching the amateurs crown as well. And with that, he clinches the promotion up to the professional category. Was an eventful race. It was really exciting till the very end. You had no idea who was going to clinch the title. Till the very last corner, we had no idea who was going to win it. But in the end, the overall finishers, it's Anish Shetty who took the checkered flag, Abhishek Vasudev finishing second, and you had Mohammad Samrul Zubair coming in third. This is tremendous advertisement for two-wheeler motorsports racing in India and across the world as well.
Well, thanks a lot for saying that. We at Royal Enfield are really pleased with the GT Cup, the way JK Tyre Motorsport are enabling us to run this as part of their National Racing Championship, and the way the races are, the way the racers have been behaving, the race conduct, the camaraderie and sportsmanship. It's been 3 years now. We've successfully closed our third season, and we're looking forward to coming back next year with more.
Oh, we are looking forward to that as well. We can't wait for this category to be back again next year. The excitement, the thrill, and in the end, that celebration as well, with all the smoke blaring out of the back tires. This is what motorsports is all about. In fact, every sport, there's no point having a one-sided contest. That's why this is the series that we love the most.
That's why we call it pure sport.
Absolutely, and once again, they're not stopping, are they, with the celebrations?
No, they can't have enough of it.
There you have it. There you have it. It is the champion Abhishek Vasudev. He's doing that, isn't he? He's enjoying it. And and as a racer, what's going through your mind? You're on the last lap. Somebody who's a wild card moves into the first position. That makes you drop down from first to third. This is the
unpredictability of racing, and this adds to the thrill and the adrenaline of it. Overall. I mean, motorsports is this is motorsports. This is pure sport. There's nothing more I can say.
This was wonderful, and just moments ago you saw that circle drawn by the Anish Damodar Shetty, and he's certainly left a mark there.
He absolutely resembles the same thing he did in the first season when he became champion, and he's gone and done it again.
Oh, this is brilliant from Anish. Obviously wild card, but you look at that. Look at that. It just seems like he and his machine are so much in sync that they're just like one unit. It's just brilliant. And it takes a lot. It does take a lot. Obviously, there's a lot of work that goes around in the background as well. We'll talk about that. But first, very quickly, let's take you through the highlights of this phenomenal race we've just witnessed. So it was Anish Shetty who started at P1. It was Jagdish who started at P2, Jagdish Nagarajan, and Rajkumar started at P4. But very quickly, it was Abhishek Vasudev who had started at P8, and he had to make early inroads. That was the need of the hour.
That was the doubt I had, that whether he's going to manage to catch up with the front runners and actually get ahead of Jagdish. But as we could tell later on, he managed to do that. And
throughout the race, we were counting, oh, he's got 6 to go now. He's got 5 to go ahead now. And, eventually, he did it, didn't he? And he did it in fine fashion.
Absolutely. A cracking finish to a cracking season.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll continue with the highlights. But right now, just want to thank Weber for joining us. And it's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thanks so much. Thanks, everyone, for watching.
And we will be back next year with Weber in the Combox. That's a promise, that's for sure. He might not want to come, but we'll drag him, don't worry. Well, that was the end of the race for Sriram R as he slid past. And continuing with this race was Anish Damodar Shetty leading. Very close behind him was none other than Jagdish Nagarajan. And this is the period where slowly and steadily Abhishek Vasudev was moving ahead. He'd by now moved into third position, in fact, fifth position. But what an intense race this was, where we had a couple of crashes, but eventually we've had our champion. This is the moment where Abhishek Vasudev sneaked in ahead of Jagdish Nagarajan to take control of the race, and in fact he then said, hang on, I just don't want to finish second and win the championship, I want to win the race. And he then overtook Anish Damodar Shetty to take the overall lead as well in the race. Well, obviously, knowing Anish, he was not having none of it. He on that corner, on that Mickey Mouse, made that move to come and take the race leader, which allowed Jagdish Nagarajan as well to come up, move to second, with Abhishek Vasudev dropping down to third. And at this point, we thought, well, that's the championship done for Abhishek Vasudev. But then you see this Abhishek making his move on that final hairpin, coming in again in second position. And through that final corner, this is where that contact was made. And luckily for Abhishek Vasudev, not so lucky for Jagdish Nagarajan, as Anish Shetty took the race. And Abhishek Vasudev with the second place finish took home the championship. And very quickly, you knew what was next. It's celebration time in the JK Tyre presents
It's
Royal
time to break free. Break away from the routine. To the greens. And get lost in the world within. To steer through. To stop. Start again. Go forth. Shed your inhibitions and just let it all go. With JK Tyre's Ranger 80, made of tough, made for adventure. For the ones who are wild at heart. JK Tyre, total control.
डर की बैंड बजाओ तुम अपने रंग दिखाओ डर की बैंड बजाओ तुम अपने रंग दिखाओ just don't hold back keep dancing down the track ooh la 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 leo pump up the volume ooh la 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 leo pump up the cheer
hey डर की बैंड बजा तू अपने रंग दिखा just don't hold back keep dancing down the track
ooh la 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 pump up the volume ooh la 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 pump up the cheer ooh la 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 leo pump up the volume ooh la 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 leo spread the cheer
Kingfisher, the king of good times.
They've come from the future to change the way we drive.
JK Smart Tire, buddy.
JK Smart Tire. The tire with a brain. The future of driving is here. JK Smart Tire.
Championship was decided on
Right,
the finish
what
line.
a race we
Here
have
go,
just
coming at
witnessed.
number
It
three is
has been
car
a
number 20,
tremendous
Tyre
season
Zubin Patel
in the
from
JK Tyre
Mumbai.
presents
Everyone
Royal Enfield
in Royal Enfield,
Continental
let's make some noise.
GT Cup.
Congratulations.
Going
Come on,
right down
everybody,
to the
clap your
wire,
hands.
right down till the very,
at number-
very end. And there you have it. First of all, let's start with the
Second,
amateur
coming in at
category. It's
number
Kayan
two,
Zubin
ladies and
Patel
gentlemen,
who
let's call
takes
in
the third
a
spot
very, very hard
in
working
the
round.
race.
Showed him what
And
is racing
as
is
Webb have
about
also
to go.
confirmed, he,
Let's call
along
in
with
Vignesh
Mohammad
Gaur.
Samrul Zubair and
Congratulations.
Vignesh Gaur, will be
Number 17,
graduating
well done.
up to the pro category next season.
And then, ladies and gentlemen, the winner always takes it all. Let's quickly call on stage.
As Vignesh Gaur there coming in second, was just 5 points behind Samrul before the start of the race, and that tells you how tight this contest was and this championship has been.
And
And
I
then
now
your
request
race winner and
Mr.
your
Nandamam
champion
to be honest,
in
after
the
the
amateur
all the way down
category,
to the winner.
Mohammad Samrul Zubair, and all three of them will be participating in the pro category next season.
it
Mohammad
is
Samrul
time
Zubair,
for
your race
round
winner and your
63 of the
champion.
Receivers Trophy.
Vignesh
Well
Gaur
done,
coming in
Kayan Zubin.
second in
Well
the
done.
race
Come
and
on,
in
everybody.
the
Congratulations
championship
on
as
board.
well.
The
And there,
championship comes to
finishing
a
third
close.
in the race
now
and in
it's
the
time for
Riders'
the
Championship,
Receivers Trophy.
Kayan Zubin Patel.
Well done, Vignesh. Ladies and gentlemen, put it up for Mohammad Zamrul Zubair, the Hyderabadi.
And the biggest trophy of them all for the winner and the champion, Mohammad Samrul Zubair. What a season he's had. And he has been tested by Vignesh God.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen. And now we're going into the next category. May I request you to please make way for the ambulance? Thank you, gentlemen. We're moving into the next presentation. I now invite on stage Mr. Shivakumar, Head Industrial Design at the Royal Enfield, to please come on stage for the
We'll all
next
get on
presentation.
the podium together for one final photo for the season before they come back next year as professionals.
Photographs are going to be seen live. Welcoming on stage Mr. Shivakumar, Head Industrial Design at the Royal Enfield, to please come onto the stage for the next presentation.
Now then, on to the professionals category for the prize distribution ceremony.
Number 3 is Rajkumar from our very own Coimbatore. Congratulations, Rajkumar. Number Coimbatore, congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, when he went on, he started outside the top 7. But then this is what a championship prize is
Rajkumar.
all about. Let's put it up. Come on, everybody. Erupt. Abhishek
Coming in third.
Vasudev. Where is he? Abhishek Vasudev, you want us to carry you on the stage? We can do that. Well done.
Taking his
Abhishek
place on the podium in the
Vasudev,
second place,
congratulations. This is
and
a special
also
moment.
the champion
What a fight
for the
coming from
season,
number 8 all the way
Abhishek
down to the second.
Vasudev.
Ladies and gentlemen, this man has made it a habit to win, and he's a wild card. And let's give him the 202nd podium with a race win.
Can you
Anish
imagine?
Shetty's got a
202nd podium
podiums.
finish
And
for
this
none
is
other
the race
than
win.
Anish Damodar Shetty.
Congratulations.
What a
3
return he's had to the racetrack. 3 wins out of 3, and he has been absolutely phenomenal. We're looking forward to seeing him again next year. Anish, your race winner, and although your champion of the season on the left of the screen, Abhishek Vasudev.
He's going to come around it. Congratulations, everyone. This is one. The carrot is on the right hand. Well done. Well done, Abhishek. Fabulously done. It's time for Anish Shetty to enjoy his 202 podium presence. And
Anish
what a
Damodar
result with
Shetty,
a race win. Well done,
Abhishek Vasudev,
On a
and
far
Rajkumar, your race winners in the pro category.
I don't know whether I should feel excited or sad because this is the last time we're going to be on the grid for this season of JK Tyre National